Today I'm going to show you another EZ-POUR product, another type of spout that I use. Now, in my last video I showed you how to convert a 5-gallon fuel can, convert it from the safety spout we all know and hate to a more user-friendly type of spout that EZ-POUR manufactures. So I got another gas can here, and I'm going to show you the conversion once again. In case you haven't seen the other video, I'll show you here real quick how you do it. And of course, like most of the gas cans you have now in the store in the United States, they come with these safety nozzles. Now the one thing I noticed about these is it seems like every time you pick up a new gas can, they've changed the design of these safety nozzles as if they weren't bad enough in the first place. They usually are spring loaded. I think they take I think they use the springs that they use in shock absorbers in automobiles and put them in here. At least it feels like that. But at any rate, it took me a little bit to figure this one out. There's a catch here for the gas tank, and I guess that was another safety thing. Anyway, this has another catch. If the spring wasn't bad enough, there's a trigger mechanism on here that I had to figure out. That I think you push that down like that, and then this actuates. So anyway, that's the safety. You know, I probably don't have to tell you how much you already hate these things, because I already know, trust me. So I'm going to show you this new spout kit, or it's new to me anyways. They've been making them a while. This is EZ-POUR, like I said, and here is the spout kit. You can get these at different places. You know, brick and mortar stores, also online. They sell them quite a bit. But what's in this high flow kit is, you'll see here, this is a larger spout diameter by far, much larger than the last kit that I showed you. So I'll show you all the contents here. Some of it's the same as the other kit that I showed you. Of course, you get the two adapter caps here if you need them. And you get the vent cap, and here's a tether, and what else? Oh, you get a reducer spout. This is more like the diameter of the spout of the last one I showed you. But what's nice about this is, see, this thing is designed more for these bigger cans. Say if you have a subcompact tractor, or you're trying to fill a piece of equipment, a larger ATV that has a larger tank, you know, you always carry these, or you always have these things around. And when you're using a spout like this, what happens is you're holding up, 5 gallons of gasoline is roughly about 32 pounds of fuel. So you're holding this thing up for 7 minutes or so to try to empty this into the can, and you're swearing the whole time once you do actually get this actuated. So the claim to fame on this one, this high flow spout, is it takes about 35 seconds to empty this into a tank. Now, so you probably don't want to use this in a little tiny lawnmower or a weed whacker, because it's not going to be good. Fortunately, you have this reducer spout on here just for a case like that, so you can use it for regular applications like that too. But otherwise, like I said, if you have a larger tractor, or even a smaller tractor with a bigger tank, you have this high flow spout. And I use this, I have a diesel tractor, and of course my other can, the yellow can, is diesel. I don't put diesel in a gas can, but I use this to quickly fill up that tractor. Okay, I'm going to do the conversion now on this, and it's very, very simple. It just requires you finding a cap that matches the threads on the can right here. So you just kind of look at the caps, and here's a fine thread, here's a coarse thread, and that pretty much matches the original threads. So what you do, just take that cap and slip it down over and screw it on like that. Just that easy. Now, if you happen to have a can that the threads are down a little bit lower, and you find that this adapter isn't quite deep enough, the threads don't come down far enough, a lot of times, most of the time I've noticed personally, you can take this cap here and just fit it on the old cap. It came with the can, and you can fit it onto the new nozzle. Might be a little bit of a tight fit, but it works. You put that on like that. There again, very simple. Now, one thing I noticed in the comment section, a lot of people said, is they always cut off these little catches on this little ratchet on here. So I'm going to do that just to entertain you guys. It doesn't really bother me, but it's easy enough to do here. It doesn't take much time. Okay, just a pair of wire cutters. The ratchets are now gone. And I've never ever seen a cap come off of a gas can, ever. So, you know, for what it's worth, you can keep it on there or you don't have to. So that's done. This also comes with a tether to hold the gas cap on. Now they only give you one tether. It would be nice if they gave you two tethers, so you could have one for this smaller nozzle and then one for the bigger one too. That's just a little suggestion for the company. Or maybe they just forgot to put one in this package. I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on this larger cap here. And this acts a lot like just a regular zip tie. Has some raised portions on here to catch on the hole in the cap here. And I will assemble this. It's a little cold in here today, so this plastic's not quite as pliable to put this together as last time. So I'm just going to grab a pair of pliers here to grip the end of this thing. Make it just a little bit easier to slip that over the top. Just like that. Now, I'm going to assemble this like that and slip this over the two raised portions. Now it's locked in place. Now this also slips up through the cap, just like that. So that keeps everything right in place whenever you take the cap off. The next step now, oh, the one thing I wanted to show you, one thing I wanted to tell you too, is this has a flame arrestor in it, which is good because there's always, you never pour gasoline on a fire, okay? Just don't go there, all right? That's why they had to put a flame arrestor in here, because no matter what you tell people, someone will always get drunk and try it. So there's a flame arrestor in there that will dissipate flames when it gets to the base of the spout. So like I said, don't do it, but it's there just in case someone gets really stupid. Okay, the last time I drilled this vent in here, what I did was I used a series of drills up to a 1/2 inch. It's a 1/2 inch diameter hole you need to drill to pop this in place. I stepped drills up because I have experience in machining plastic, and plastic tends to grab with a large drill bit. It'll suck the drill right into the can, and a lot of times it'll make the hole out around and leave excessive burrs. So what I do is I'll step the drills up through 3 or 4 different drills until I get to a 1/2 inch to make a good clean surface for the vent to mount in. But before I do that, it was also addressed to me that you shouldn't drill into a can with an electric drill. Personally, I never had an issue with it. The fuel to air ratio, I mean, whenever you're drilling the vent hole, there's not going to be a huge rush of gas fumes coming out of this, unless this is sealed on this end and it's a hot day and you have gas fumes blowing out past your drill. I suppose it is possible that you could cause some sort of fire hazard that way, but like I said, never had a problem with that. If you do happen to have gas in the can, it's a used can, and you're using an electric drill, what I suggest is, other than getting the gas out of it, is to evacuate the fumes out of here with the blower side of a vacuum cleaner. Do not use the suction side, because the suction side you don't want to suck gas fumes into a shop vac, in other words. You want to use the blower side, and I'll show you here real quick what I mean. Just you hook up the blower side of a shop vac, and you put it in here to blow out any gas fumes, and it dilutes the gas fumes where there'll be no fire hazard. And you probably want to do that for about 5 minutes until all the gas fumes are out of there. Okay, and then leave the cap off this side whenever you go to drill the hole. There's several ways you can drill this. Like I said, you can use you could step drill up through, if you have a drill index, step up to a 1/2 inch. You could also use a spade type drill like the electricians use to bore through studs for running wire. That's another option you can use. I haven't personally tried these, but you know, it's always an option. I'm going to be using a step drill here that I use for sheet metal, And what I'll do is I'll find the 1/2 inch position and I'll use a Sharpie marker just to mark my position on here so I can reference it so I don't accidentally go too big and go to an extra step too large. So I'm going to find a position on here below the handle but as high up on the container as I can find. And this is just down off the back of the handle right here, and I'll show you how I do this. There's still a little bit of flashing in there, but it's really no big deal. That should push out of the way. And of course, if you have any shavings in there, just dump them out. And you take this vent here and push that in place. Just like that. And that's never coming out. Okay, that's that. And you have your new spout. And a brand new converted gas can.